Hello YouTube, Rocky3 here, back with another kicking action figure review. Now, today I feel like reviewing the Marvel Legends Ultron figure. Yeah, pretty cool figure. I say pretty cool, but I always say pretty cool in the beginning, don't I? It's, not the best figure, but it's still good. It's just the character. It's kind of hard to explain. But, it's from the Legendary Rider series of Marvel Legends. That's like the wave that didn't have a Build-A-Figure, but had all these, like vehicles. So he has this Green Goblin type glider with a little fire spurt, but it's Ultron, and it's got pegs from the stand on. But I really just don't care for it. I mean, the paint's good and stuff, but it's like, why, you know? But yeah, he's back from when Toybiz had Marvel Legends, which was that was a good time for Marvel Legends. Toybiz was pretty cool. But you know, always room for improvement. But I just want to say I felt like reviewing this guy because I'm filming this during Toy Fair 2013, and we've seen the Ultron that's going to be in the Iron Man 3 6-inch series. And I have to get that Ultron because Ultron's one of my favorite villains of all time. So I'll have this guy, the Marvel Select, and of course, the Iron Man 3 one. But I'm really glad they decided to throw Ultron in that line. He looks really cool. But now let's talk about this guy. Articulation first, I guess. Head goes side to side, not any up and down at all. So that's too bad. Then you have like this kind of ab crunch joint, a waist joint. And then articulated shoulder pads, also up and down, forward and back on the arm. You got a bicep swivel, then a joint in the elbow. That also bends. Let me just get this guy back straight. He was in a box for a long time. I got him in package. And then up and down on the wrist, as you can see, and also rotates. And then we have the two fingers in the middle articulate. Yeah. And also we got in and out on these legs, forward and back. It's kind of a rotation up there. Double knee bend. And we've got a forward and back. And also an ankle pivot. See that? So that's pretty cool. Anyways, now let's talk about detail and paint job. This is where a lot of people feel that Toybiz let them down with this Ultron, because it doesn't look like Ultron at all. No form of Ultron really looks like this at all. He's got these big bunny ears, and they're just not really appealing. And this body with this huge torso, little waist, and he has these legs and this tail. So everyone really just look at him and it screams rabbit. But he does have some really cool parts about him, like look at the spine he has and all these servos. If you look on him, he's actually he's really well detailed. People just don't like the design of the character. That's what turns people off about this figure. The character design is just not appealing to them. And I can see why, because it's not Ultron. But if you're one of those people who just likes concept characters, this might be a good thing for you. I got it because he's Ultron, and Ultron's one of my favorite villains. But I think people would have liked this more if they came up with another character that had this body and then gave him a completely different head. And I think that would have brought more appeal to this character, you know? But yeah, the sculpt's really great. Excellent detail, the lines, and his back looks excellent. And there's no paint bleed. It's really just a bunch of blues on the silver and then the red in the eyes and the mouth, as you can see there. But yeah, it's pretty cool actually. So now, how about we get into some size comparisons? Alright, Ultron's mainly an Avengers villain. You could probably tell, if you have this guy, if you got him in package, he came with a comic. My comic's stored in a long box and I can't really get it out right now, but yeah, so he's a big Avengers villain. That's what he's from. And here he is compared to an Avengers figure. This is from the Avengers movie series. It's the 6-inch Mark 6 Iron Man, you know, with all the little battle damage and stuff. but it's the exact same sculpt and everything as the Mark 6 from like the Iron Man 2 line and everything. And we've gotten him that figure multiple times, so lots of you probably have a variation of this figure, and I thought that'd make a good comparison. But as you can see, this Ultron's pretty big, actually. Much taller than the Iron Man, which I think is pretty cool. It kind of makes him seem more powerful. And then here, a Dark Avenger. Here's Dark Wolverine, aka Masked Decken, from Return of Marvel Legends. And he's also much bigger than him, so I think he scales up well with the Marvel Legends, even though he's that big, just because he's so imposing and powerful. Here's our Marvel Legends Ultron compared with some Marvel Selects. Here he is with the Marvel Select Ultron. Pretty excellent figure, the Marvel Select Ultron. But he's actually about the same height as the Legends, so they scale up pretty well together, actually. Really, really cool that he scales up well with the Select one. And then here we have the Amazing Spider-Man from Marvel Select, the movie figure. He's a really cool figure too, and if you want this Ultron to be about the same height as your heroes and etc., then you'll want him with Marvel Selects. But if you want him bigger, then just put him with the Marvel Legends. I think he looks good with either, actually. He's a really well-sized figure. So all in all, what's the final verdict on the Marvel Legends Ultron from Toybiz? Well, it could have been better. I mean, the articulation's pretty spanking. It's pretty good articulation. But it's just the sculpt. I mean, it's great detail and all, great paint, but he just doesn't look like Ultron, and lots of people find that a problem. I mean, I would have liked something that looked more like Ultron, but hey, we're getting the one with the Iron Man 3, and we have the Marvel Select, so I don't see why I should complain as much. I don't see why people should complain as much anymore, period, because we have both those. We already have one getting another, and so this guy could be like, I don't know, you could imagine he's something that the other one created. But it's fine. Maybe you could do a little customizing with the bunny ears if you don't like him, because they're not the coolest thing. But he's a great figure. I mean, he scales up well. It's just, he's cool. He's cool. I mean, he's not the best figure in the world, but he's cool. So I'm going to give the Marvel Legends Ultron 3 out of 5 stars. Lots of you are going to say that's generous, but there's nothing wrong with him other than the fact that he doesn't look like a classic Ultron. Other than that, there's nothing wrong with this figure. Really. It's just a weird looking design. So, yeah, that's really it now for you guys, and I will see you all later.